A few weeks ago, I was having a conversation with a young lady, and she asked me a pertinent question. In her words, I'm trying to paraphrase. She asked, after traveling 20 countries and after starting and running and failing in businesses, after speaking and consulting and coaching, publishing over 5 different books and appearing on different global media platforms across different countries and winning multiple awards. So she was asking this question after reading my profile somewhere on the internet. She then asked me a very important question and she said, what are those things I wish I knew very early on in my career? And this question made me to start thinking about a couple of things. And I did, during that conversation, I did share with her a couple of things. But later on, I had to develop this into a newsletter series. And I want to talk about 3 out of the 15 things I wish I knew early on in my career. And in the subsequent editions, I will talk about the other things. So, what are the 3 out of 15 things I wish I knew in my career? And if anybody's listening to this, maybe you are, especially if you're 35 years and below, I feel that these things will make a lot of sense to you and they can act as very strong lessons that you can pick up and start changing some things in your life and in your career journey so you can be you can become that person that can produce the results that you will desire to see in the career you're building or the business that you're building. So, number one is I wished I knew early on that it was important to intentionally check out the latest activities in my industry where I desire to be a top professional and taking conscious steps to grow proactively. This is very important. You cannot be an industry captain. You cannot be a leader. You cannot dominate in an industry that you are ignorant about, that you are passive about. So when you come to that spot where you are intentionally checking on what are the latest trends and activities in my industry. That is why I always say one of the most important things that can happen to you after you discover your purpose is to really make a conscious decision and make up your mind. This is the industry I would like to build my career in. You don't build a career in thin air. If you study industry trailblazers, industry captains, you see that these are people that over time have built incredible careers in a particular industry. It could be agriculture, it could be technology. Technology is broad. It could be education, healthcare, whatever. But pick an industry. When you do that, develop that conscious effort and proactive actions to always check out what are the latest activities in my industry that I need to be aware of so I am not a reactive professional but a proactive professional. Industry leaders are proactive professionals, not reactive professionals. You can do this by following top universities, subscribing to the newsletter of top professionals, following podcasts where they interview top leaders in that particular industry, reading particular magazines, following particular TV shows, whatever, do that. Number two, the second thing I wish I knew early on in my career is um, I wish that early on I was conscious of taking some moments to look at what has gone well and what I might do differently next time. You know, many a times we focus a lot on just actions, but we don't take the time to stop, taking that moment just to stop to take a look. What has been going well so far in my life in the last 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year? And what can I do differently next time? The same as what has gone wrong and what can I do differently next time. Progress does not happen by guesswork. Progress does not happen by chance. Progress comes from the place of intentionality and awareness. So, taking the time to be conscious of what has been going well in your life and what has been going wrong in your life in a particular season or in the previous years, and intentionally asking yourself the question, might what can I do different the next time? It's very important to think about that because it will bring you to that position where you will intentionally make some changes that will contribute greatly to your progress. Number three, that's the last point for today for this episode is, you know, I did not understand early on that one of the fastest ways to move forward in life and career is through building strong, relevant relationships. Now, I use the word building to talk about intentionality. I use the word strong to talk about, that consciousness of investing in a relationship. And I use the word relevant because not all relationships are relevant to your destiny and to your purpose. So I did not understand early on that one of the fastest ways for me to grow in life, grow in career, grow in business was for me to intentionally build strong, relevant relationships. So, this is something that we have to do as young people, especially. You need to identify a group of people, set of people, individuals that are relevant to the path that you want to build your career and your business in, and begin to take conscious steps to build strong, relevant relationships. Will some disappoint you? Yes, of course. Will some reject you or ignore you? Yes, of course. But that does not mean that everybody ignores people or everybody disappoints people. In the midst of all of this, you will find people that are critical, relevant to your destiny manifestation. Every destiny needs the right support. We all need what I like to call destiny enabling relationships. But you need to take the time and do a thorough analysis. What kind of relationships do I need to build as far as my destiny is concerned? And what kind of person do I need to be that I can also enable the destinies of other people to move forward because they came in contact with me? If you are listening to this podcast right now and you feel that I am that relevant relationship that you would like to connect with, I'll be excited to connect with you. You can connect with me on social media platforms, Javnyuy, Joybert Javnyuy, whatever works for you. People use different ways to reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and let's connect. Or you can go to joybert.com and we will definitely connect. I hope this was encouraging to you, inspiring to you, and these points that I shared did open your mind to some things that you can start doing that will contribute to that incredible career and business that you are building. My name is Joybert Javnyuy, aka Mr. Remarkable, and we will be talking in the next episode. Keep building that dream and remember you are rare and you are remarkable and God loves you so much. Cheers.